Szia! My name is Hannah Liu. I'm a second generation Hungarian and I'm the granddaughter of immigrants. My grandparents came over from Hungary in 1956 following the revolution. My night papa was a freedom fighter and they had to flee quickly. My aunt had to be left in Hungary and was not able to come to the United States until she was 6 years old. My mom was born in Canada, which was my night mama and night papa's entry point into the United States. With all of the focus in the news around immigrants right now, what their rights are, where they can and cannot go, I wanted to tell my story as the granddaughter of immigrants. I studied human nutrition and dietetics in college at The Ohio State University, and I minored in sociology. I think the best way for me to explain my connection to my Hungarian background is with Emil Durkheim's theory of collective consciousness. It's a theory that there's a totality within society and a belief that's passed down from generation to generation. And this is how I feel about my Hungarian heritage and background. I feel it was very all encompassing for me with the culture, the art, the language. Everything has just always been inherent to me, and it's such a huge part of who I am. Going to the Ohio State was extremely beneficial for me as I was able to take Hungarian, seeing as Cleveland and Columbus, Ohio, have such high Hungarian populations, and my grandparents were 50 minutes away, so I was able to practice my Hungarian language at them and listen to them laugh at the way I pronounce things, and they were always there to help me. I got a lot of Hungarian home-cooked meals out of it as well, so it's good for my nutrition background as well. As of right now, I am an intestinal rehab dietitian at Children's National Medical Center in the nation's capital, where I put both my nutrition and my sociology background into use, doing nutrition therapy and support for these children without parts of their intestine. And a lot of these kids come from poor socioeconomic backgrounds, so I always have to keep reminding myself and utilizing that sociology background that I have, thinking about where they come from, what values they have, how it differs from mine. I also think that thinking about my past is helpful when I'm doing this, thinking about the struggles that my grandparents went through, how they didn't speak any English when they came to this country, and yet people helped feed them, helped my night mama when she had to have my mom in a foreign country, helped to get them jobs and helped to find them a place to live, and just kind of accepted them with open arms. And I always try and have that attitude towards my patients and their families, and just try to remember and identify as I can with their struggles. As far as my future goes, I'm 23 years old and this is my first job, so there's a lot open to me. I've always had an interest in politics, and I think being in the nation's capital is really beneficial for that. I worked my senior year in college for Senator Sherrod Brown, helping to implement the Farm Bill and to help identify ways to make food stamps more accessible so that everyone in the society can eat and have access to healthy and affordable food. This is something I'm a big proponent of, having access to healthy and affordable food. And I just think that any way that I can help with my nutrition background and my sociology background, and kind of like keeping my grandparents in mind and how people helped them get access to food, is very important to me. As far as this trip goes, I would love the opportunity to return to Hungary and to better identify with that collective consciousness that I described earlier, to get a better idea of my history and my background, because there was so much that my grandparents didn't like to talk about, the hard times and the struggles that they went through. So I would love the chance to delve a little bit deeper into that with other people who have a history similar to mine or a background similar to mine. As far as what I want to get out of this, like I said, it's just kind of that identification with that collective consciousness and bringing my background and my education and seeing how I can help with enlightening the people here and enlightening people about immigrants and their plight and what we can become. So I think I'm a good example of that.